I think I did the wrong Mark Antony this week.
What do you mean?
We're not doing the Latin heartthrob from the 90s. I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately.
Baby. No, that's not what we're doing?
No. Wrong Mark Antony.
Damn it. I was going to get the little tiny mirror sunglasses he always
I know,
wore.
yeah,
I was going to be
Mark
like real stoic and shit. And we're just...
Although, now I'm imagining an Antony and Cleopatra movie with Mark Antony as Mark Antony.
No, it should have been the fucking music video, right? It should have been Mark Antony as Mark Antony singing that fucking song. Singing to Cleopatra. Yeah. Why wasn't that the fucking video?
Let's get the intro started. This week on Kentucky Fried Chronology, Mark Antony. And why, and the reasons.
Why it doesn't pay to be a simp.
Yeah, yeah.
That's our longest intro ever, but I think it was funny.
Yeah. That might well be short.
I think we may have drank too much before we started.
No.
Oh no, your cup's empty.
I was waiting on you. I don't want to. That's the black label. I don't want to go too far with it.
Oh, don't worry, buddy. I take care of you with the good whiskey.
Appreciate it.
So, Mark Antony, not Anthony.
Yeah, not not the Latin heartthrob, but the Roman general.
What the fuck happened to him?
Mark Antony? I have no idea. We're gonna have to look that one up.
Is he still singing and shit?
I don't know.
Who's the other one?
I think he was doing Vegas for a while there because if you're a good singer but you're kind of tired and don't want to travel a lot.
Who's the other one? Everybody always got them like confused with each other.
Gabriel, not Gabriel.
That's the comedian. That's Fluffy, man.
That's Fluffy. Enrique.
There you go. Enrique Iglesias. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, sorry, Gabe.
This episode, nope. Switching it. This episode all about 90s Latin heartthrobs, man. It's some Ricky Morton, right? Get some of the Loca.
Oh, and that's basically all we know because if we do anything more than mention Selena,
if this episode gets 10,000 views, I will do
Selena biopic.
Fuck you! I will do a full version of Viva La Vida Loca. I will sing the whole thing.
Okay, but
forever. I'm not promising it'll be good. See, that's the secret. Yeah. Like they're thinking I'm going to be up here, and it's like this.
Shatner.
No, it's going to be Shatner.
But anyway,
living La Vida Loca. Her lips were devil red, and her skin, why the color mocha? Oops, my bad.
Anyway,
there you go. There's your Shatner does Ricky Martin.
Anyway, so the first, I should say, Mark Antony,
the OG Mark,
the
Antony.
OG Mark Antony,
Marcus Antonius. Oh, I knew this. Give me a second.
Not Crassus.
No, it's Creticus. Is that it? Creditus. There it is.
Creditus, which
I'm proud of us.
We did good. I didn't do as much research as I should have because I really wanted to look up the origin of the name Creditus to see if it has anything to do with the word credit today. Never got around to it because I was getting into Cleopatra.
Probably not, but young Mark Antony was known for going around partying, drinking, and accumulating a large amount of debt when he was.
Yeah, he was
in his teens, early 20s.
Yeah, he kind of kept the
hung out with fucking prostitutes and actors, man. Yeah,
which in those days was people who were fun, but they could not support themselves.
They were the scum of the earth, right? It's like, I mean, you're one step above a slave.
They really were treated like,
especially actors. I think prostitutes were like respected more than actors were.
Because at least you were honest about the dick.
At least you were honest about the dick you were sucking. Yeah,
pretty much. And also, it was kind of like, in some places, actors and prostitutes are the same people.
Yeah.
In some time periods, it's kind of the same thing. But it's like actors are prostitutes that are really pretty and good at acting. Fair enough.
I mean, the best prostitutes are pretty good at acting. You think they're... But I'm sorry, sir, your dick isn't as big as she said it was. She was just putting on a show because you paid her to, like, $250.
You paid her more than she was used to.
It seems cheap. What does a hooker go for nowadays? It seems like 90s prices for a hooker.
Yeah, you're good. We're getting veered off into the weeds here.
So where actors and prostitutes?
So do you know where he was born? Kind of like what part of the empire or what part of the republic?
I think
so it didn't become an empire until after he died.
This is still the republic. He's actually like the very end of the Roman Republic. Before it becomes empire is our boy Mark Antony, which is why I was a little upset. Did you have this problem when I was doing research? Is like you couldn't really find anything on just him
outside of his.
It was always like
partying and getting into gambling debts. I could not find anything that wasn't him connected to Caesar, him connected to Cleopatra, or him connected to his war with Octavian.
Right. There is all those like other people, and like here's Mark Antony. He was there too.
He seems like he's the historical, always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Where's that? A lot of him partying and being, wild and shit is actually Plutarch's fault. Not in this book. This is a different book. He wrote other books.
Yeah.
Which
Plutarch
one was
writing
that?
a biopic on someone.
I think it was just the biography of Mark Antony. I'm not sure. But Plutarch's the reason why everybody thinks he's a fucking playboy and did all this shit, but
which although
we can't really prove it, right?
All we know is that
it's more fun though if he is.
Yeah, because
right?
here's the thing. I understand why they assume that he is, because how else do you acquire the kind of debt that someone like that does?
Also true, but again, he's
got to be a gambling addict.
He's a young aristocratic Roman.
Because of all the chances he took later in his life with his armies and stuff, some of them rewarded, others tragically punished.
He was known to gamble with the soldiers in the tent. That's why they all fucking liked him.
Man seems like a natural gambler. He was like, yeah, I'm your commander, but come on, roll the dice.
I'm one of the boys.
Not during this game. Come on. and then he's waiting for you to roll the dice. So yeah, he does seem like honestly a real bro.
No, he was. That's why his soldiers liked him, and why we'll get to it. We're in the still, and he's a punk ass young kid running around whoring and drinking and having a grand old time until, like you said, he accumulates so much debt that he's like, I gotta go. He has the I just got out of college and fuck, I gotta get a job realization moment, right? And so he goes over to Syria to join the army there, and he did some stuff and kind of made a bit of a name for himself.
Yeah, he joined. Wasn't one of his brother? Was
one of his uncles, or his?
I think it was one of his uncles.
I don't know. He goes over to Syria to do his military training and shit. But he makes a name for himself. Gets noticed by his cousin because his mom was a distant cousin of Julius Caesar. So Mark Antony and Julius Caesar are cousins. So his cousin Julius Caesar is off over in Gaul doing his shit. And he's like, you come work for me. I'm about to do some cool shit. And by the time...
I'll deal with your debts. Come on.
He's paid him off by this point. Remember, he made a name for himself. He's all kind of square. He made friends with a bunch of powerful people in Syria.
Remember, it's not
that's how he got Caesar's attention.
It's not what you know. It's who you know.
Exactly. So he goes over to Gaul, and Caesar's just got back from his British expedition and stuff, and it's right before Vercingetorix and his rebellion starts off. So one of the first real mentions of Mark Antony is at the Battle of Alesia by Julius Caesar in his book. Is like, and there's young Tribune Antony holding the fucking wall over there where the Gauls are trying to come in. He gathered up a bunch of cohorts and moved them over to reinforce a breach, and Caesar was like, that was smart. That guy, he knows what he's doing. I'm gonna keep my eye on him. And then fast forward
we will watch your career with great interest.
Exactly. So then we fast forward, and he's like Caesar's right-hand man within 4 or 5 years. Like he gets sent, but like before the Civil War starts, like Caesar sends Antony to Rome to kind of like, here, you kind of watch shit for me and argue with the Senate. See, it's like I'm busy up here in Gaul, right?
Okay, so this was before he crossed the Rubicon.
Yeah, before. This was when the Senate was still trying to be like, hey, he's committing war crimes and doing dumb stuff, and we want him to come back. And Caesar sent Antony down there to talk to him because I'm fucking busy. Probably wasn't the best guy to send down there, really. And I think Caesar did that on purpose.
Maybe it's kind of like if I'm in charge of an army and I want to pick a fight, I'll send you to do diplomacy.
I'm going to be polite to a fucking point, but if they push me too goddamn far, I'm not afraid to tell these old bastards what I think of them. I feel like Mark Antony was similar-ish thought process. That's why Caesar sent him.
Don't let him punk you.
So the Senate's just like, he's a war criminal, tell him to fucking turn over his legions and shit, and Mark Antony's just like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go tell Caesar what you said. So he goes to tell Caesar, and Caesar's, the whole like, oh, well, the die is cast and cross the Rubicon, and the Civil War happens. And we kind of talked about some of Mark Antony's exploits during the Civil War, during the 10th Legion episode, because during the Civil Wars, when Caesar gives the 10th Legion command over to, among other legions, over to Mark Antony. And he brings them over to Pharsalus, and then they defeat Pompey, and all that stuff happens. And then Caesar gets killed.
As seen in Rome season 1.
Yeah, and then Caesar gets killed, and that scene's actually pretty accurate to what everybody, all the other
even Shakespeare and all the
they all kind of agree this is what happened. Caesar goes inside. Before he goes inside, Antony's with him because they kind of know something's up. Right.
It's like, at least you're my bro.
But like somebody grabs Antony on to talk to him about something that seems really fucking important, or to hand him a letter or something right before Caesar goes inside, and Caesar's like, "Oh, you catch up when you're done, right?" And he's out there talking to the dude, and then Caesar gets murdered, and then Antony hears it, runs in, and sees like everything, and he's just like, "Oh fuck, I'm next," right? So he bails, and it's a couple months before he actually returns to Rome. He's like, all right, I'm safe, and we're going to do Caesar's funeral. And
which
the rest of the Senate didn't want to read Caesar's will and all that other. Yeah, Shakespeare with the bloody. He was my friend, and he was butchered like a lamb, and the conspirators are like, oh fuck, we are so fucking screwed, right? But it's not all hopeless yet, not quite. They go and they have a little talk, and the amnesty is declared, and it's just it's just so everybody can kind of take a step back, deep breath, gather our forces so we can fight each other here in a little bit, right?
As well as Rome was about to have a civil war, so it's like, all right, boys, deep breath before the plunge.
Civil War 2, Electric Boogaloo, let's fucking go. Because it's Antony and Octavian, the two heirs to Caesar. Yeah, because it could go either way. Because on paper, Octavian.
Did anyone else see? You didn't really.
Go ahead.
You didn't really study Islamic history all that much. I know.
Outside of the Crusades, not really.
Yeah, outside.
And it's still very, Western based.
Yeah, the whole Sunni Shia split was because of an exact similar situation here. It was Muhammad's descendant versus Muhammad's friend. Boom. And they've been pissed at each other ever since. Well, the Civil War never got solved.
Octavian.
So anyway, back to it.
On paper, is Caesar's legal heir, because that's in the will, and Caesar was kind of grooming him. But then you got Antony, who was his top general, master of the horse while he was dictator, right?
Several years younger. So the guy
was consul for a couple years.
You really think if Octavian was a little bit wiser?
He's like 19 and sickly. Remember, he had to be like carried out to Pharsalus on a litter.
Yeah. See, this is one of those things like
in our Legion.
If I had been Mark Antony, why would I have gone against him? Why would I have just been like, guys, you're clearly not in the good enough shape yet?
Because Octavian is way more clever than Antony. He's a soldier. He's a decent politician. It's not like after they defeat Brutus and Cassius and all them, it's a super one-sided where like Anthony's like, well, I'm just gonna go over here and take my army and go. And like, no, he takes like most of the Senate and the Equites. He takes a lot of people with him to go over into the Eastern Empire where he builds his little kingdom. He moves over to Egypt and hooks up with, Caesar's sloppy seconds
because he's stupid.
Because he's an idiot. Get into that here in a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. You notice how I've been a little bit more quieter this episode. I'll get to it.
I don't particularly care for Cleopatra all that much. She just seems like I get it. Okay, small caveat. I understand that in fucking 30-something BC, a woman ain't got a whole lot of other options to gain any kind of real power other than to kind of marry and fuck her way up to it. I get that. And good the fuck for her.
Right.
But, I mean, she wasn't fucking trying to hide it, it seemed, and no one seemed to care. Like, they were all just like, she's hot. It's fine.
Here's the thing. They're not even sure that she was. Because, again, slight
attractiveness is more than just physical beauty. She may have been the most witty, charming, intellectual, just fascinating fucking woman. You know what I'm talking about. She's like,
my theory.
She's a 7, but she's so goddamn funny and fascinating that she's a 10, right?
My theory is,
there you go. That's Cleopatra.
My theory is, ugly face, hot body.
Why she had to wear that headdress thing.
That's why she had the headdress.
It's actually a mask.
It's actually had a mask built in. It's like the samurai. She had a little thing where she'd take the face part off.
Fucking like her face is just smashed in from all the inbreeding. It's like worse than the fucking Habsburgs, right? It just all just sunk into her face, and she's just like, "Am I pretty?"
Pretty much, yeah. Anyway,
I don't think that's true, but
no, we have.
I like to go with the like she's just so fucking. She's charming. Like she's got that pixie quality to her, where you're just like, no matter what, you're just kind of like, oh, I'm intrigued. Hate women like that. They can get you to do fucking anything.
I know, right?
Case in point, fucking Cleopatra. She fucking got Caesar to fight a whole fucking war for her to defeat her. Yeah, he did. That is not why he went to Africa. He went to go hunt down Pompey the Great, and then got stuck there because this chick is just there's just something.
Also the grain. He was kind of like, fuck. If Rome.
But he wasn't. But he still wasn't trying to conquer Egypt at that point. They were just kind of like a client state.
You guys got to like stop fighting so that you can keep feeding Rome,
right? But he didn't intend to be there for fucking 10 years or however goddamn long it was. Long enough to have a kid and piss off everybody in freaking Rome.
Oh yeah,
and forces, like I said, depress his wife into committing suicide. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Caesar's not at that. Well, he's in the pot. He'll have his own episode, and we can bitch about all the stuff we like and the stuff we don't like.
Yes.
Anyway, right now it's Mark Antony, and he has fallen into the same trap that Caesar did, only worse, I think,
because
he
by this point
goes full native.
That and when Octavian finally does come down and bring the hammer, he goes full. Oh yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah, let's back. Before Octavian, he goes full native, starts dressing in weird makeup and shit. Like again, watch HBO's Rome. It kind of gets a lot accurate. I don't
know about accurate, but like again, Plutarch is where we get a lot of this from. And according to Plutarch, he says that Antony and Cleopatra started having like their subjects bow and scrape and do the whole. This is very un-Roman. Right?
Yeah.
You're like, we don't. Whoa! We don't do that. We don't bow to people.
Romans don't like the idea of a king, and you bow to a king.
And he's over here acting like a king. Though I did hear a really good theory from somebody on why he did this, and it wasn't just because like trying to make his bitch happy. He made a really good point because in the East at the time, they're kind of programmed to deal with kings. Like there were still petty kings all throughout Anatolia and Judea had a king and shit. So like I feel like in order to get the other petty kings in the East to listen to him, he kind of had to start acting like a king. So I think it was like a political play. And then since he likes to drink and party anyway, he just was like, this is dope, and kind of went too far.
Oh. 6 degrees of separation from everything. Mark Antony tied the world together, apparently.
He really did, though. He kind of...
He was kind of like a bunch of historical events had him in the background.
Yeah, in the background and then finally...
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
And then finally, after Caesar dies, it's like, yeah, I get to finally take center stage, but he keeps fucking it up, and people keep just abandoning him, the poor fucking guy. Like no,
Cleopatra, and this one, when people start abandoning him, that's when Cleopatra gets... That's when she gets desperate, and when she gets desperate, she got... Like, she started fucking things up.
Well, no, she fucked things up from the very goddamn beginning. She shouldn't have fucking even tried this shit. She should have kept her mouth shut and been like, here's your grain, Octavius. Leave me and Antony alone over here to do our weird pagan Egyptian sex orgies or whatever the fuck
just
we're
give
doing.
Him the grain. I get it, you guys.
But Octavian's like, no, I'm the master of Rome. And Antony's like, no, I'm the master of Rome. And she's back there behind him like, yeah, you totally are, baby. You're so the master of Rome.
Talking
because she likes power.
Yeah, she's gas. She wants to sit in Rome one day.
She liked Rome. She spent a very long time in Rome until they killed Caesar.
Yeah, Rome was.
She was in the city.
Yeah, so Rome
Mark Antony grabbed her and escaped with her. That's the only reason she made it back to Egypt was because of Mark Antony, which I think they were fucking beforehand.
Caesar was a little older.
I mean, I think like there's some maybe a couple years beforehand. I feel like because he met her years ago.
Yeah, they did first
when
meet
she was like
14.
she was like 15 or something.
Yeah,
he didn't do anything. He just met.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they first met in their court. So
she was like 30 something. They were like 30 something when they finally hooked up. It's totally fine. Maybe not that old. How old was Cleopatra?
She was in her late. She would have been pretty close to 30s.
Yeah,
like 29, 28, something like that. So you're in the ballpark.
We're going to have a big war, right?
By the way, our episode, we do such diligent research here on Kentucky Fried Chronology. Can't you tell?
I do fine research. I tell a coherent story most of the time when the whiskey hasn't gotten to me too bad.
Has the buffalo carried you out onto the plains?
Me and my fucking buddy Johnny Walker going on a little hike. Me and my pal Johnny Walker
going on a walk.
Buddies, Blackie and Red, and we drank alone.
Down.
Yeah, with nobody else. Nobody was expecting George Thorogood. I goddamn guarantee it.
No other History Channel can provide such entertainment.
I think we're fun. What the hell were we talking about? Oh, Actium. We got to go to Actium, right?
Actium. We have to have a battle.
Because we're going to have a big... I mean, most of this war was kind of settled with one big battle. There were a couple of small ones. Agrippa was actually really smart, who is Octavius's general.
Wasn't he the guy that kind of rebelled against? That was Agrippa, but that was a different Agrippa because that was the guy that fell on his sword after
his dad, I think.
That was his father?
I think so.
Okay, so yeah.
You gotta remember, most people have like the same fucking names.
Or
our dear Mark Antony is the third Mark Antony because there was his dad, Mark Antony, and then there was his grandpa, Mark Antony.
Right. However, so anyway, back to Actium. Sorry,
I've been trying. You won't let me get to it, man.
Sorry, I meant to say this is one of the few battles and wars that I really like it. It's just so well organized. There's a few small battles leading up to one big epic clash that basically decides.
It's pretty much all of it.
War.
And then there's like the siege of Alexandria and stuff.
That's basically the siege of Troy, though.
It doesn't last very long. We'll get to it. But Actium. Antony's going to build up his huge freaking army. He's got 100,000 guys, 200 some ships. It's great, but he's in this little fucking bay. And he's cut off, but he's like, it'll be fine. I got all these little forts out here defending my supply lines. It's whatever. Octavian ain't going to move yet because remember, he had a hard time moving people across the Adriatic when him and Caesar went to go fight Poppy. Remember the storm fucked up like half the fleet?
Yeah, how did that go for him?
He got him over. He just had to wait. But Octavian is like, no, I have this badass dude, Agrippa, who just got done fighting Pompey Sextus. Pompey the Great's son, who was kind of like the pirate king. Kind of mean. He wasn't really a pirate. He just kind of took control of like Lower Spain and Sicily and stuff. But Agrippa's the guy who went and beat him and all of his navies. So the dude knows how to handle some fucking ships.
Nice.
So he sends small parties out to attack these little forts that Antony has set up and choke his supply line. So now his big, huge 100,000 strong army is going to starve to death. So Antony's got to move, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, all right, if I go over here on this little peninsula and, send some skirmishers and fuck with Octavian, maybe I can get him in a land battle. If I go up here and I take this city, and that didn't fucking work. So he has to go back to his boats, and it's like, what the fuck do? We gotta go.
We gotta do something. Yeah.
So him and Cleopatra are like, all right, we gotta break out. We're gonna have a big fight. So they have send the ships out. He burns all the other ones that he can't man, because by this point, disease and shit has kind of whittled his numbers down.
Disease and
so from his like 100,000, he's got maybe like 70 left.
Still a formidable force, but enough to you can sacrifice a few dozen.
But
ships
now the odds are like pretty much even on both sides.
That's bad, which is bad for Antony.
So they have this whole big fight, and Cleopatra's got her fucking units like in reserve here in the back, and a break happens in the center of the fight. Like the ships kind of open up like this, and this bitch bolts.
The second
she saw an opening, she was like, "That's it, bro." She took the fucking all the money, her retinue of fucking people, and like 3 ships, and just ran that fucking little gap and left. And Antony's over here like,
"Are you serious?"
What? And then all the other ships were like, "Oh, the queen's fucking leaving. We've lost." So like ships start surrendering left and fucking right. So Antony has to fucking get stopped by his people from jumping over the fucking side, because he thinks that Cleopatra's just abandoned him. I'm sure it was real fun when he got home after this, because he does escape, and him and a few ships make it back to Alexandria, and I'm sure he was mad as
what the fuck was that?
No, I guarantee you it was some gaslighting bullshit where she's like, "What? I had to save the money so we can hire mercenaries so we can continue the war because you're the real king, baby," and all that bullshit, right?
How did that
it worked because he just
for
months after this, like because like
it kept doing,
just kept being her boy toy and stuff, and trying to gather allies to fight Octavian, which doesn't work because, like I said, everybody keeps kind of betraying him and turning on him. He goes to gather up these fucking other legions because he's his friend. They served together with Caesar, right? Like he's like my old buddy. He's got 4 legions over here in the west of Egypt, off over there in North Africa. So he goes up to, and the dude's already heard that he lost the Battle of Actium, and he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just
arrest you."
No, he just locked the gate and was like, "Sorry, I can't hear you. Work for Octavian now. Just kind of go away, man. I don't want to kill you. Like we're boys. I switched sides. I don't tell you.
Shit happens."
So again, Mark Antony tries to kill himself, and his boys are like, "Stop doing that. God damn it. You're one of these days you're going to fucking do it, and we're not going to be around, and you're actually going to kill yourself."
Foreshadowing. In the business, this is called foreshadowing.
Right.
Or no, wait, sorry. Let me do my best to Count Dankula. In the business. Oh, shit. That almost came out British. In the business.
Ow, you made that come up my nose.
Can't do Scottish.
I don't even know what that was. It wasn't nowhere. That wasn't an accent.
That wasn't an accent. It was just something.
Ow. Fuck.
In the business. This is called foreshadowing.
I almost fucking spit scotch out of my nose.
Here, you try a Scottish accent.
You want me to do a Scottish accent? Hold on.
Yeah, do it.
I'm a little drunk. Oh, man, I don't know.
This is called foreshadowing. That's all we need from you. Come on, Count Dankula. Do it.
Don't count Dankula. I don't know. Can't do it. I'm too drunk. All right, hold on. 2 seconds. Give me just a fucking minute. I want to do this real quick. What was the fucking line again?
In the business.
In the business.
This is called.
This is called foreshadowing. That's terrible. That wasn't very good.
You became Irish.
Oh, it's top of the morning to you. Holy dooly doo, and me lucky charms.
And all of Ireland. Just anyway, so I have a theory. Mark Antony being
Catch
more
me
of a
when I'm
soldier.
sober, I could probably do better.
Mark Antony being more of a soldiering type, great at tactics and actual battles. Actual dog shit at actually setting up the campaign.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like,
on Cleopatra.
Battlefield.
Not
He's
campaign.
good in the fight, right?
He's great. He knows exactly what to do every time.
Grand strategy. You know, when we pull the big map, he falls short. Well, he's incompetent, but he's not Caesar, and
he's a midwit.
Octavian is really good at the big picture shit.
Octavian is his uncle.
He's only like 20 something, but he's really good at this fucking
big pictures.
Like, Hearts of Iron fucking map.
He found a city of wood, and he's turning it into marble after he takes you out.
Right. So
he's
just slowly pushing in on Antony and Cleopatra until they're just in their little city, and they know the end is coming, right? So they're just partying it fucking up.
Yeah, it's just, you know, Troy. You know, it's your last night in Troy.
Yeah, they're having a great time, but then Octavian shows up, and Mark Antony, I am a goddamn Roman. I'm gonna go fucking die with a sword in my fucking hand, and we're a big one more glorious charge. And he gathers up his men, and he marches them outside of the city, and he's all ready and lined up, and he sends his cavalry off to go fight Octavian's cavalry, and they switched sides and defected and joined Octavian. So he's like, "Fuck." I'll
scene from Braveheart where they send the Irish in.
I'll send my ships to attack Octavian's ships, and they go and they're rowing, and they're going to row, and they get up to Octavian's ships, and they all pull their paddles in and start waving and shaking. They switch fucking sides. Poor fucking guy, twice in the same battle. His infantry stands with him though, and they have their glorious charge. But unfortunately, Antony just doesn't die. He survives all this, makes it back into the city, and when he gets in there, while he was off doing this, Cleopatra had locked herself in her mausoleum with all of the gold, and locked the door, and people thought she'd went in there and killed herself. So that's what they told Mark Antony. So this guy, third time's the charm.
Oh god. Yeah,
pulls his sword out, and before anybody can do anything, he just stabs himself in the stomach, and he's laying there. And then somebody comes in and is like, "Oh wait, no, she's not dead. She's fine." And he's like looking around at his boys, like, "Hey, I'm still alive. Just finish me off." And they're like, "No, you dumb motherfucker. We told you. This is your own fault. Remember all the times we stopped you from doing this the past few months? Yeah, we're not. Reap what you sow, bitch. Carry him off to fucking Cleopatra. He can die with her." So they haul him off, and she's all like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
A lot less romantic than the movies.
What did you do this for? And he's like, "I thought you were dead." And she's like, "No, you fucking idiot. I guess you fucking finally did it." So he dies, blah, and she puts on a big show about being upset and wiping his blood on her face. And, oh my god. So when Octavian shows up, she can play the "I'm in mourning, I'm so sad." So Octavian doesn't just kill her, right? So he keeps her kind of locked in that mausoleum thing after he captures her.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "I'm keep her under watch. She's on suicide watch. We don't need her fucking dying." But she you know the old story, she sneaks in the snakes,
the aspen,
might not be true.
Well, yeah,
I think
story.
Well, I think she took poison because in the build up to when Octavian gets to the city, she was doing a lot of experiments with poisons to see which ones killed you, nice and painless and quiet.
Right.
Which I can only imagine meant she was just gathering up slaves and poisoning them to see what happened.
Probably.
Another point against this bitch.
Gathering up poison.
And everybody's all like, she did it because she wanted to be with Antony. He's like, no, she did it to deny Octavian a puppet. One last fuck you to the guy who beat her. You don't get to go parading me around
the streets of Rome like he wanted to during his
Caesar would have done.
Did with
because she's not a Roman. She's an Egyptian.
Vercingetorix wasn't a Roman either.
Yeah, she's gonna get. She would have got led through the streets and then strangled on the steps of the Forum. That's what it's called.
The Forum?
I think so. Is where they would do that.
They don't.
Didn't they execute
They don't
people
toss
on
you off the Tarpeian Rock, or is that a certain type of?
Yeah, it's traitors.
Traitors. Yeah, that was true.
Prisoners are executed because the triumph goes through the city, and I think it ends in the Forum in front of the Senate House, and then you're.
Yeah, because it does the Forum so that all of Rome can see justice being done.
So that's what would have happened to her. So she denied Octavian. That had to have fuck all with trying to be like, I have to be with my Antony.
Yeah. No. We don't buy it.
If only these two could have gotten along, because there was a few fucking times where Antony and Octavian they tried.
Had a chance.
It was like, all right, I'll marry your sister. If you like. Chill the fuck out or whatever, and Antony's like, all right, cool, I'll marry your sister, but then he just keeps fucking Cleopatra, and then marries Cleopatra like publicly, and doesn't even go through like divorcing Octavia. So
which that kind of fucked.
Which was like, I think the thing that just really pissed Octavius off because he loved his sister.
Also, that wasn't just a snub against his sister to a Roman. That was a snub against your entire bloodline.
You keep bringing up.
Do not insult my family.
That's my fucking godfather, right? No, you keep bringing up fucking Rome. I think they did fucking Octavian dirty in that fucking show. They made him really weird.
First season, he was fine.
Well, then there's like
they made him a younger kid.
Yeah, and then he has like the weird shit with his sister in the show.
Well, yeah,
it's like no, I don't think that happened.
Probably not.
Like even Plutarch, who wrote a lot of shit talk about people,
he would have wrote that.
That would have been
plastered all over Rome. Probably wasn't true. I think they just put that in there.
I feel like Antony would have brought that up at one point. Like, I'm not marrying your sister. You fucked her.
That's gross.
That's gross, man. So yeah, I like the show too, but sometimes they do. I'm like, you're just doing this just for the people to be like
the shock value.
Yeah,
we get it. Sometimes that did happen. Not with them.
It's far more likely to happen in Egypt actually than it was in Rome. And if it happened in Rome, it was a huge fucking scandal.
Mm-hmm. Unless it was some weirdo like Nero.
Well, he's the emperor, but it was still a scandal.
Still a scandal, but everyone kept fucking quiet about it around the emperor.
I mean, the Praetorian Guard was in his pocket. He paid them very well. He was smart up till the end.
Yeah, for a while there.
Stop paying you gotta pay your people, man. But that's it. Antony and Cleopatra are dead. Octavian is now the undeniable, undisputed champion of the Roman Empire.
And goes on to turn it into marble.
Even though, I mean, he built most of it off the back of that Agrippa guy. He does. He takes credit for a lot of the shit that Agrippa does. It's like when Agrippa defeats Pompey, go fucking read it. It's like, no, Augustus defeated Pompey Sextus. It's like, no.
Did he?
You were off over here doing other shit when you were dealing with negotiations with Antony and all that shit was going on, and you sent Agrippa to deal with Pompey because he's being a pain in the ass. And when he did, you took all of his lands for yourself, even though legally they should have went to the third guy that we never mentioned, Lepidus, because there was supposed to be like another triumvirate. And poor Lepidus, nobody talks about him because he was very quickly shoved out, and I think they just kind of let him go away quietly and retire.
It was kind of a this is technically a triumvirate, but come on, bro.
It was just like we all used
to.
Mostly it was we all used to work for Caesar.
Yeah, we all used to work for Caesar, and you're the odd man out.
Well, Augustus took all the shit from Pompey, Sicily, and southern Africa or southern Spain, and all that shit, and then he had a lot more of a power base than poor Lepidus, who had Gaul.
Yeah,
and
also.
Nope, didn't even have Britain at that point.
Didn't he? Here's the thing: wasn't he smart enough to give a bunch of that land to the veterans? Or was that?
Well, he was smart. Where after the war, all the people who supported Antony, he took them off of their land, gave it to the veterans, and then sent all of those people who supported Antony up into Gaul. Like, yeah, go deal with the barbarians up there. Be careful; they don't like it when you talk shit about their long hair. Because it wasn't that long out, because it was a newly conquered province. Let's not forget. Julius Caesar did it like 15 years before.
You just learned the rules.
Right? A lot of them still see themselves as Gauls, not Romans yet. Give it another 50, 60 years.
Yeah, it takes a while.
A couple more generations,
their
right?
grandkids will be Roman. They will be.
The old Gallic fucking granddad, he's mad at his fucking grandkids because they're walking around with short hair and togas and sandals and shit.
Oh, yeah.
In my day, we had long mustaches and we wore pants.
And we drank beer instead of this
wine shit. Shut up, granddad. Get with the times.
We used proper steel, not that Spanish nonsense.
Oh, hush, Grandpa, your sword's been bent for 40 years. Did I ever tell you how I bent it? On the head of a Roman. Back when we used to fight the bastard. Granddad, God damn it.
Easy.
Here's your pipe. Chill. Smoke the medicinal weed the shaman gave you. Calm down.
Bet that could have been a thing.
It was. It totally would have been. This is pre-Christianity.
Did you hear? They found Shakespeare's pipe and it's got pot resin in it. They did the test.
I knew it. Ain't nobody sober writing a goddamn sonnet.
You did. Oh, all right. Let's probably wrap it up for the night.
Got anything else you want to throw in?
This is lesson of the week. If you're going to be a simp, be the smart man in the relationship. Don't be the dumb one.
That wasn't him. The advice of the fucking episode is don't be a simp.
Yeah.
Don't be a dick either. I'm not saying keep your bitch in line, but
don't do that.
Don't follow her like a fucking puppy or do whatever the hell she tells you to do. That's not good either.
You drawing? Or is it me?
I'm going to do it. I want to do it.
All right, go ahead. Draw from the pot of knowing.
We're going to see what we're going to do next week. I pissed off a lot of fucking women with this episode when we started talking about Cleopatra.
By the way, Cleopatra was an inbred Greek woman. I don't care what Netflix tells you.
Hey, there you go. There's the heat.
And there's the short for that week.
Hey, moon race.
Moon race.
We're going to talk about the history of this moon program.
The race against the race
Russians
to the moon
and trying to get to the moon first.
Indeed.
Fuck yeah.
Oh man,
that's going to be fun. I like that. And
this will be a long episode. We have a lot to talk about. Just the race to the moon, though. We're just going to keep it that narrow.
Can manage to stay on topic.
Mostly.
we can get through it, I bet. That's not going to fucking happen.
Next week's alcohol, straight up jet fuel.
I am going to keep drinking this until it's gone. I don't know what you're talking about. This might be back next week.
Might be. Pretty good.
I don't know how long I'm going to be here after we're done recording. I don't know if we're going to drink all this. Just a touch. Just a touch. One more?
Yeah, let's get it. Yeah.
All right. We're gonna do all the outro stuff. We gotta tell them. We gotta tell them to like and to comment.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Subscribe, not favorite, like he likes to say.
Like old people do.
You gotta hit the button. You gotta smash
it.
Crash the fucking bell. What is it? All the kids fucking do now. They probably don't even do that shit anymore.
Nothing's extreme. We're all too apathetic.
We'll do some extreme shit soon, I'm sure.
Anyway.
But like, comment, subscribe, check us out on Instagram.
We now have one of those.
I don't know. Is it an at?
I think it's
Instagram.
I think it's at Kentucky Fried Chronology.
Yeah, that's what it would be if it's an at. I feel like that's right. At Kentucky Fried Chronology on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Where we do
like us and do all the Instagram things. It's about the same, right? It has the like, follow, subscribe bullshit, right? You can tell I've never fucking used the damn thing.
Right, yeah, we're so great with technology. Well,
other than that, check out my other channel,
Kentucky Fried Critics,
where me and my cousin Shane drink beer and watch movies. Almost said watch beer and drink movies. Mm-hmm. That's not. Don't do that.
We cram a tube right into his head.
The VHS tape stuff doesn't go down easy.
No, it blends well though. Anyway.
Chuck, you got anything else?
No, I think that was about it.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out for our weapons testing videos because we'll be testing this bad boy before too long.
We're just going to throw that up as a short, man. You got to announce that stuff.
All right.
That's just us dicking around.
But until then, or until our moon race episode, until next time, go out and learn you something.
Take a look. It's in a book. It's reading Rainbow. I can't do anything.
LeVar Burton's gonna sue us.
No, he's gonna come on the show. He's gonna hang out and drink scotch with us because he's cool. LeVar, DM me, bro.